on the hourly. Are you live yet?
So I got up and sipped the Bloody Mary. Feeling very merry before I go make a Bloody Larry. Cooper Jr. Morton and Desert Cooper Hari. But ran into some fire bros, they make me very worried. Stood tall and I went off like a missile. And much to my pleasure, I was awarded with a war whistle. Now I'm in the Iceland, Lemmy, I'm here. Wendy thankful for the war, who was in the clear. At this point, I'm on the slip and slide with so much swag. I turn around on the ice and do the slip and glide. Woke up in the morning, didn't think my day be such a hassle. All I'm hearing now is your princess in another castle. Step 1, pulse in the place. Step 2, make sure you leave a trace. A Koopa shells and Goombas when you smash in their face. You thought that was rough? Oh, just you wait. Step 3, while they writhing and they dying, watch me flying to save the girl. Come on, man, I'm trying. Step 4, kill them off with no haste, now I'm baffled. Wait, my princess is in another castle? Now since they got me running, got me looking, figured I'd swing by Toad, see what they got cooking. Tanuki suit, frog suit, and even have the fire flower. Secret agent 24 hours a day, Jack Bauer. Continue this, the Goombas, man, they gonna get stomped. Even the Thwomp's gonna get schooled, I chain them like chomps. Now I'm the pedal to the metal, and I'm pushing on the needle. Ate a leaf, and now I'm so fly, you think that I was a bear. Well, I'm back on the trail, but you think that I was done, kid? Drumming up a storm while I'm breaking the world of Ludwig. And I get my princess back, you better say your prayers, Trick.
I think if UJ breaks this high, it's gonna continue going.
Here we go, moment has finally arrived. The end to this crazy day will finally be contrived. Got the big dog here, and he know it's time to wrestle. Because I know my princess is being held here.
Because when you look left, it's wasn't a clean traffic to the left for, let's see how many pips it is.
You thought that was rough? Oh, just you wait.
On the hourly, once you break all the highs, it's 27 pips of clean traffic. 30 minute to roughly around the same 25, I think so. 30 minute has. Let's see. You live, right, or no? I didn't. Okay.
Welcome to the show, got another storyline. Sit yourself down, about to be a gory time. Toss away, we're back on the come up. Wanna step up, get my sum up, we gon' run up. This is destiny to be.
There looks like a possible trade on GJ also. If it breaks these, there's these 2 wicks on the hourly and 30 minute. If it breaks out clean traffic even on 30 minute, to the upside for at least within 18 pips, where if you want to be safe, and then if you kind of go balls to the wall, 35, 36 pips. You pull up GJ, and it would make sense because UJ is going up and GJ should go up. They both have GPY.
Yeah, UJ looks like it. You needed to catch it from down here.
Can't hear you if you're talking. Yeah, I was the. My MT4 doesn't have this. That's the thing. So for me, it's just clean traffic. Yeah, that's what the thing is. Like, if you were to take it on the hourly, as you can take it up to this as a safe area, whether it's, I think it's like 18 pips or whatever it is. Let's see what other pairs are there. CAD GPY, I don't even know. No, nothing on CAD GPY. NZD CAD. Ooh. UD. No, not enough. Okay. None of the other pairs are looking nice out right now. Only like UG, gold. Oh, gold did a retest trade already. I mean, our lower low, or lower high. I mean. One thing that's nice for, I was gonna say, UG that I was looking at, it created the bottom wick for the 4 hour. So if it comes up and breaks the previous 4 hour high, it would kind of make sense because it hasn't broken any 4 hour low to continue going up. And 4 hours it's clean, 1 hour is clean, 30 minutes clean. So all time frames are kind of clean to continue going up. It just depends if there's volume. And then daily, yeah, daily created the bottom wick and it's gonna break the top. So it's kind of neat on all time frames. And if you look at daily, the previous one created a higher low to like the lowest low all the way at the bottom. And someone is looking at UG. EG, how much EG to go up? For me, there's just like a minor resistance, 125.78, I think so. What is it? Let me check. Why isn't this working? Yeah, like 79-ish. You have minor resistance that EG can possibly be going into, and it's right now just like kind of printing barcodes. I don't like that for EJ, that's the only thing. So what you just doing here. This is kind of messy for GG right now. UG, can you flip to daily and I can go down on the from all the time frames when you zoom out. So one thing I was noticing on the daily was this is kind of like the lowest low we had, and then this created a higher low to the lowest low. But I know we had this sort of I was gonna say I know this is like a bit higher compared to our new low here, but it still kind of reacted off the same zone that these wicks are tapping into. The previous daily engulfed the previous one before that, so it's a good indication it can continue going up. So now if you flip down to daily, also create a bottom wick. Now if you flip to 4 hour. 4 hours, so it's like a good idea is clean traffic to the left here. 4 hour created the bottom wick. If it breaks the high, which also like an hourly high, you can take an entry. Yeah, so if it breaks this resistance almost, you can take an entry all the way up to the zone to the left as this clean traffic. Yeah, possible idea. It just depends if there's volume. If Asian session is going to give us volume to keep going up. And the reason why I'm saying 4 hour, there's a good chance 4 hour may continue going up because there's only an hour left and it's created the bottom wick. And then if this hour continues to create a bullish candle, the 4 hour is going to close bullish, and then the next one should technically continue after that. Well, it just depends if there's volume in the Asian session. Yesterday we had good volume. Who knows if today we have good volume. One entry could have been at this break of this hourly. Stop loss. You could have put stop loss on here, which is 14 pips, I believe, so a bit bigger, but the target is also bigger, so you kind of have to do reward to risk. But this to me just looks like this down here looks like it was another a higher low. It's gonna create it again. Obviously this isn't gonna happen in one shot, but something like this. Possibly continue going up, but I think this in general is a good target. That's one thing. See, that's the thing that sucks for Asian sometimes. You don't know if you're gonna get consistent volume. So we gotta see what happens around this resistance that's at right now. It breaks and continues heading up, so that's the idea for UG if anybody is looking for a trade, any sort of trade. But I would say be cautious as Asian opens already happened 13 minutes, and technically I would say if it broke the previous hourly high, it should have continued breaking. I believe it wicked above, but continue breaking these and continue moving up with volume. But the fact that we already don't have volume within the first 13 minutes isn't a good indication. One thing also to notice is both of these hourly candles had no bottom wicks, or had tiny more like micro bottom wicks, indicating that the buying power or the volume wasn't buying a tremendous amount, which is a good sign, I could say. It doesn't like push down at all, because this created a wick to be filled and they couldn't even fill it. Kind of stalled out right there, and price turned around from, what is it, like somewhere near 106, just below that. And if someone is using EMAs, and this is the 30 EMA, it looks like it's below. I don't use EMAs myself, but if someone was using it, it's below. So that should indicate that you should look for buys. If that's how it works, I believe that's how it works. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. Can I do a breakdown on GJ from my point of view? Can you pull up GJ, Paul? So when Paul's back, go pull up GJ and I can give you my point of view on it. But as of right now, looks like there's not volume in the markets. As Asian Open happened, yeah. Asian Open happened. And that's usually the burst of volume, and within the first 15 minutes usually, or at least the first 30 minutes. First 30 minutes already happened. And we're seeing most of the volume, so I would say be careful. The 15-minute on UJ left a massive wick, possibly to be filled. Well, let's see what happens within this next 15 minutes. There's no news also for coming up in Asian session. That could also be a reason of lack of volume, as news sometimes brings in volume. If I'm right, I think Sharma's in the chat, and she can let me know if I'm correct by that, if she's still here. In chat, just send in if you guys any charts, just send them in. I'll try to save them in the Zoom call, so when he's back, that we can pull him up. UJ setting up. Yeah, I think there's already one set up on UJ if someone was looking for it. Entry at the break of this hourly, or if you want to even wait for a safer one, maybe let this 4-hour close, see what happens, and wait until the 4-hour breaks that. If the 4-hour high is broken on this current one, if you guys will get what I mean, if the 4-hour close is bullish, and then the next 4-hour at 9 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time, it breaks the high. But I would say the one entry was right here, break of this hourly. Adam, send a chart. We can go over it. I know you're saying EJ buy, but send a chart, we can go over it. I mean, if you just going up, technically shouldn't. Yeah, GJ and EJ should continue going up because they both have JPY in them, but we'll see. EJ to me, when I looked at it, looked a bit messy for myself, because it was coming into a minor resistance on EJ, and it was printing currently. I think on the 30 minutes, it was just moving sideways. It wasn't moving up or down or slowly climbing up. And I don't want to be in a trade if it's slowly climbing up. I'd rather be in it with momentum, as that's my strategy. That's how my trading plan works, or the way I trade. I need momentum behind it. That's why I think Asian session wasn't being the best, because there's lack of momentum / volume in it. I think Asian session will be good again. Maybe in September. I have no clue about that, but I think December, November for a fact. Last night got stopped out on GG Cells early entry. Send it a Kamal, John Mill. I want to see what you're talking about. Maybe we can go over and see where you could have entered later on, or I could have managed the trade. Send your charts, guys, or ask any questions. I'll answer your guys' questions. Trading wise, I don't want any personal questions. Trading wise, like what pairs I trade, what type of plan I look for, or what things I look for. I mean, in the market, bias rules, stuff like that. Adam Moose, if you go on Trading View, there's a camera button. Once you click the camera button, you have to copy like the last little numbers or letters, whatever it is, from the /x, wherever the /x starts from at the end. Copy and paste that into the chat. It was off 5 in 1 minute. Oh, that's good, man. If a reward to risk makes sense, that's good, but I can't trade 1 minute at all for myself. I don't think it's reliable. Even 5 minutes, I don't think it's reliable. I used to try. I've got a couple trades off it and a couple losses off it, and I don't think it's consistent enough for myself. I've been sticking to 30 minutes and 50 minutes. 50 minutes has come back to sometimes. I don't go sometimes, but most recently I've been sticking to 30 and 1 hour. Do you think 106.435 will be target for USD JPY? Let me just take a look. 106.435. Let me pull up on my MT4 so I can let you know. Target for UJ, I think safe on a 30-minute target. You can. Oh, why did that move? Like a super safe target is 10 pips. That's also super safe target. But zone-wise, there's a minor resistance / old sport. You can maybe cause trouble. 106.31. That's like a super safe target. But I think this should continue well up to, based off the hourly, if you go to the bodies at the top. Or never mind. I think another safe target, if you want to have multiple targets, is 106. Yeah, 44, 45-ish, exactly what you're talking about. But on the 30-minute, the safest target, I say, where there's clean traffic for a little bit and nothing's coming the way on the 30 minutes, 106, 319. Have you ever used Heineken? Actually, I don't know if you're messing with me. I have no idea what that is. I'm not educated in that at all. Check out USD CAD. Looks same like usually. USD CAD's isn't in session. So I don't think you should trade it. Sometimes it moves due to like news in relation to like oil or something like that, because oil moves USD CAD. I believe so. On the fact that it's not in session, so it's kind of like a hit or miss if it's moving or not. Hey, what do you think about gold? I haven't looked at gold in a while, so let's see. I haven't really analyzed gold. Where's gold? I was on the train for a little bit. Where's gold right here? Let's pull up. I know. Let's see gold. Okay. Ooh, we had a master drop. Yeah, I know Andy was telling me about that. So daily kind of wiped out 1, 2, 3, 4 daily lows. Printed a lower, I think, lower high from the previous daily high, which reached max 2079. So if you print a low high, it should make another lower low. Technically, daily on the daily wise, 4 hour created the top wick. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 hour. 1 hour broke all the lows to the left. It just, I don't think there's enough. Let's see what the 40 pips it is. So if you were to here, I mean, I see like obviously I'm looking for sells. I would say sells on gold as of the moment. It's just that it's kind of coming into this support on the hourly at 1907.20, so that's the area for a target. But it's also there's also these wicks to the left at 1921.60 that you have to be careful about. If it taps into the zones, then maybe grabs liquidation to continue moving back up. Right now, as the moment, I would say possibly look for sells. But I'm not a gold expert at all. You gotta ask Iron Man for the. All I say, go for the trade I will look for. I wouldn't take sells at all. I'll just take buys, buy the dips and take it back up for gold. That's my plan. That's the only thing I look for when it's in a bullish trend. GJ, okay, here's my point of view. Someone was asking GJ, let's annotate. Can we go on daily? Let's see what daily looks like first on GJ. It kind of looks messy like this. Like, I don't like at all because for me, the way I look at it is okay. So we have this consolidation area. We had this consolidation area where we had these wicks tap the top, kind of tap the bottom, so just consolidated. So then we broke up here, and then it looks like we were doing a retest back to this zone with this bullish daily close. But the fact that the previous daily broke the high and then closed bearish, I have no idea what daily is doing at that point then, because this technically once we
broke the low too.
Oh yeah. No, but we closed. At least we closed bullish here. So the idea would have been for me is like when this daily broke high, we should continue past these wicks. The fact that it came back down and closed bearish, I think it's kind of consolidating on the larger time frame right now. Again, on the for daily on GJ. So now if you drop down to 4 hour, let's go 4 hour thing. 4 hour tapped into. Well, first of all, it's continuously creating lower highs on the wicks. That's just on the wicks I'm talking about right now. And it tapped into, I would say this is, what is this?
It's going both ways. It's wedging.
Wedging, yeah, because it tapped into this zone, these wicks again. It's kind of risky. GG, when it was wedging, I hated it. This happened, what was it? Me and Andrew talking about in July or whatever. So if you want to play the long run and the safest bet, I would say don't trade it until the wedge breaks. So maybe wait off until the wedge breaks, because when the wedge from what I've seen, like the last time when it's like how false when it's wedging like this, right? When it usually breaks, it breaks hard in either direction. So if it breaks up, it's gonna break hard up, or if it breaks down, it's gonna break hard down. So I would say if you want to play the safe bet, just don't take a trade until the wedge is broken, possibly. Like that's the safest bet, I would say.
Yeah, I mean you can maybe scalp up a buy here, but
I mean you can. I think 100% you can scalp on the lower time frames. But if I'm just saying for the more probable trade, it's just let it wedge out. There's no, you don't gotta force a trade or anything. You see what happens and try to catch a move when it breaks up or breaks down. Just you gotta see an entry on lower time frame. But if someone wants to see if you're looking at lower time frame, I don't necessarily like what's happening right now, because this to me is kind of consolidating. It can tap into this, but the fact that we broke the high already with Asian Open and we didn't continue, that's not a good sign at all. Like we broke the highs of all these wicks here. So technically with Asian Open, with the volume, we should continue at least to this zone. And the fact that we didn't, I don't think that's a good indication that this is a no trade.
Yep.
Yeah, look, Iron Man's in the chat. Ask him gold questions. He's much more knowledgeable than me. So I would ask him about gold. I know he meaning looks for buys, but shoot a well-educated question at him. Is like, if I were looking for sells, send a chart maybe to him in the chat, and if he pulls it up, he can pull it up and let you know. Just shoot your shot, man. EU, it's having a nice setup. EU is not in session, so I don't trust if there's gonna be volume for that. That's my opinion on that, and I strongly believe that because I think when pairs aren't in session, they're kind of hit or miss on volume. Sometimes they move, sometimes they're not. So I think you should just stick to a pair that's in volume.
Hey, Dad, how are you?
Hey, buddy, how you doing, mate?
Good. We're just finishing up the record. I'm in Berkeley right now.
Oh, that's cool. How's the record going?
It is good. I'm really happy with it. And, you know, I've been listening to a lot of E40 to get in the zone. What did you think of his new album?
Oh, E40.
UJ, come on! If UJ is gonna move, it should have moved by now.
For a while, and he started
Guys, send your charts. I wanna take a look at your charts. I'll give you some good feedback. What my feedback is, or how I trade. Send your charts. I'm waiting. Someone said pull this up, Paul, if you got time. He said, have you ever used Halhakin Ashi candles? I have no idea what that is. And he said, go on your candlestick styles. You can find it there. Take a look. I think it can show Momo of which way it's going to, or more which way it's going to. Is this what is this? Is this what it is?
Yeah, that's the Haikin Ashi. That's how you say it.
Yeah, I've noted. So what this is like? This just shows you the trends down here. That the fact that we're green here, it shows you that the trends up. I'm not sure. I don't know how these candles work. I think the way I look at it, I just look at the market on the regular candle pattern. The bullish. My colors are different, obviously. All my regular candle patterns are, and that's how I base the trend off. Like here, you can clearly tell like there's volume in this candle, and you can clearly tell that okay, the market wants to go down there. I'm not going to be looking for a buy. It's kind of just. I think it comes finding which way the trend is. I think if you keep looking at the charts enough, it's hard to explain for myself, but you can kind of just tell, like on the lower time frame, what's happening, the higher time frame, what's happening. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I don't know what this shows which way momentum. Yeah. The way I look at it is just the size of the candles. Like this is clearly a momentum candle. There's good volume there. Created. That's what she said. Yeah, so here there's lack of volume, right? Compared to this. Oh, where's my arrows going? Yeah, compared to that. Like look at the size of these candles. There's clearly volume there. That's one thing I look at. Look at it when it's consolidating. Look at the size of candles to when it was moving beforehand. So that's one thing I look at for volume and which way market price wants to go. Like this, garbage, don't trade. This, trade. Garbage, don't trade this. This, trade. That's the way I look at it, man. That's why I find yeah, I've never used it before. EG buys just activated. Pull up the chart. A soccer man, Barcelona for the win. But they just got humiliated. What did they lose? 8-2? 8-2, I think so. The Bayern Munich. I feel sorry for you, man. They just lost hard. EG bot. Wait, you said EG, right? What is this? 15-minute higher highs, higher lows, clear 1 hour traffic to the left, entry, break of high, stops below candle. So you entered. Okay, you entered once this candle closes. 15-minute. Yeah, the only thing is, I mean, yeah, I think it can work up clean traffic to the left if it fills this wick, and we can't even see my arrows. My bad. I've been drawing arrows. You can't see them. I think I agree with this clean traffic to the left. If it fills this wick and then closes above and closes above at least, I think that's a good indication. But if it kind of like comes up and breaks this wick, but then it closes back down below, I would say maybe watch out for managing the trade, as that's kind of showing like lack of volume. And you have the volume indicator down here. Look, isn't this? I don't have to use it necessarily, but that shows there's good volume in the market. And this clearly shows there's lack of volume in the market. So maybe I think volume is your issue right now. I think the idea is a good idea, but I think your issue is volume.
I agree. I think it could play out, but it looks like it's just going sideways.
Yeah, so I'll just say watch out for that, man.
Plus, you got resistance right here.
I'll look away for a second. Oh, there you go.
Potential resistance.
Private school. Where am I? Where's the truck? Okay. What did this guy say? He was saying, does the color of the news impact even matter nowadays? It seems as though the market reacts to even low impact news. Thoughts on this? I'm not sure. I don't trade. I tend not to trade news. So if there's a high impact news, I don't trade. And some of the events are restricted for me, so I can't even trade them. My suggestion is I just stay away from high impact news in general. And I don't think low impact news affects you all the time. I think sometimes it does, maybe because it comes out like worse than expected or stuff like that. But I think, yeah, you gotta ask Sharma that. There you go. Sharma answered. I'm not a news guy at all. She said markets has always reacted to low impact news, but the duration of the impact is what varies. Low impact news will create wick/help with the volume to move the candle when it's released around open, or smaller time frames such as 50 minutes. Yeah, and she said that multiple times, so listen to that. That's the fundamental specialist there. She knows a lot about fundamentals, and I would listen to her way more than me. High impact news tends to impact lower time frames, plus helps move on the higher time frame. Number one and only Sharma, VJ Sharma. You can find her on Instagram. VJ Sharma, I think, is her account. I'm not 100% sure. You gotta ask her. Yeah. So if someone, my idea is this: if someone were taking this entry here, let me quickly. So if I was in this trade, I was kind of calling it. If I was in this trade on the hourly, wait, go back to hourly, man. So if I was in this trade hourly, and it moved, it looks like it broke this higher. I think it broke the high, and it moved about what, like a pip, 2 pips up. I would just close it. I would close your trade, let it close it or break even, because the fact that this didn't move with Asian Open is not a good sign. Maybe it might continue pushing up, but I don't think you guys should take the chance in that. I think I should just close the trade and just watch what happens. Don't force it, because this should have continued. This should have done something like this here. I'll draw it up for you guys. This should have done, where it is here. Here. This should have done something like at least this with the open. And the fact that it didn't, it's not a good sign. So I think if you did take the trade, close it out, even if it's a pip and losses, close it out. I think that's a much better idea.
That's what should have happened.
Where is it? I looked off for a second. Yeah. You wish with Asian volume. Yeah. Fake out to continue going down. 4 hours also opening in a little bit, so it could continue up. I would just say, for the safer idea, close your trade, let it hit break even, just call it a day.
I think we're still coming down overall.
Yeah, but he could have at least, like what I'm saying, with the volume and the way that it was setting up, it could have at least tapped into the zone on the hourly or on the 30-minute. But the fact that it didn't do anything at all, I don't think is a good sign at all. Like, it didn't do anything. It moved like 3 pips with the open. With the open, it moved 3 pips. When have you ever seen that? Usually the beginning, the first 15-minute candle, it's kind of like a volume push candle where it breaks both sides. This one did nothing. And usually one thing that I think I forgot to mention is one thing I noticed is when there's lack of volume, it kind of does the fake out. It kind of will break a high like that and then continue pushing down.
Yep.
This is what I seen like the last week. And if you want to even give it more room, if it breaks this low here, I think that's another area for possibly getting out the 15-minute low. Or was 30-minute low?
That's 30.
So that's another area to get out because I don't think this trade's gonna work out. But hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I mean, yesterday we moved a little bit.
Yeah, but yesterday the volume was good even with the open, no? Like this, the volume isn't good with the open. So what are the chances it's gonna be good after? There's no news coming, so it's not like it's gonna it's not like it's gonna bring out any volatility to the market. There's no news at all until pre-London open. So guys, I'm saying it one last time. Close your trade if you're in this trade. Call it a day. Maybe watch it for 20 more minutes, see what happens. Other than that, plan for London.
Yep.
Plan
so
for London.
if UJ gets support again, might be a good entry for London.
What is the EMA? Like I know you're looking at EMA. No, it looks like it's kind of doing this. Let me draw it out. Like
It's going sideways right now, so nothing.
what about that? I thought it was gonna do that.
Yep, I think so too. It just right now this is going sideways, so this one's kind of coming up. This might kind of magnetize back to this area, form a support, and then head up if we get under here.
Yeah, like can you go on the go on the 30-minute? How big was the 30-minute candle with the first 30 minutes of Asian Open? Measure that.
8 pips, 9.
8 pips with Asian Open. That's not even 10 pips, man. Like what is that? That's doo-doo.
Yep.
See, this was like Asian Open's like a hit or miss. Like until I agree with you, until I see the good week of consistent volume, I don't think it's a good idea to trade. Because yesterday we had good volume, today like nothing.
AJ moved pretty decent from support, but I think a sell is going to be a better play.
If it tops this zone here, let's see. Oh, you moved it. It's okay. I think this zone here. Possible sell from there to continue down to support if it's gonna respect like kind of like these lower highs that you had. Well, that's the EMA right there.
Kind of this area here. Maybe here because they'll line up wherever it is. Should tap it and do something like this and reject it.
David Tadius, you should have paid attention a couple streams ago. I've asked her this question, I think so myself. Come on, man, you guys gotta pay attention when Sherman's talking on stream.
Yeah, I think this will be. I mean, we'll probably still wick up to here, but support, and then we kind of ranged, and then resistance over here. Pretty solid level across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, let's since we're closing out in 15 minutes, let's plan out for London a little bit. What trades would you want to plan out for London? Possible idea. EJ, UJ, GJ.
I think EJ sells from here would be good.
Can you go 4? Let's see what 4 looks like, because London's a bit further away.
But yeah, daily support's down here. Yeah.
The way the daily candles are forming, like the volume and the bearish movement, kind of makes me the way I look at it is that it's gonna continue heading up, because it looks like, yeah, it's trying to retest this, and it's gonna do this. Like the size of the candles aren't like if we're looking left, like the bullish candles are a lot larger than the bearish ones.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna continue going up. Kind of react off it reacted off the daily support twice already, 3 times almost on this daily, current daily. So maybe if someone is looking for a long term, if this 4-hour close is bullish, no,
That could be good.
Yeah, if you're looking for long term, 4-hour close is bullish, take an entry once it breaks a high, stop loss below these wicks, kind of like bigger stop loss, but target would be the idea would be that the daily is gonna close bullish and break the previous daily high, so kind of breaking all this to the left, possibly going up to here. That's a possible idea.
Still ranging though. Look at, we're going sideways here.
Yeah, it would need a lot of volume for that. So it depends if there's anticipation and volume. But this, if one thing I would say is if it comes back down here, it kind of reacts off of it hard on like a lower time frame. Possibly getting a buy from down there is a really good, I think, idea.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good spot. Get them in down here.
Yeah.
Stops under, and then you can ride it all the way up. As soon as daily makes a new higher high, it's gonna fill that wick.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We might drop down a little deeper, get a good test in, and then push up. UJ dumped down a little bit. Not dumped down, but it came down.
I said get out, guys. I said it 15 minutes before it was gonna dump down. Come on. If you took this trade and you didn't get out, that's your own fault.
I've been feeling good lately, and it feels good to feel good again.
I said it before it dumped down. Come on, man.
Yeah. Look.
I know there's someone out there that's holding this trade for no reason. It broke a low. Gonna break this low. Gonna at least tap down here. Possibly create these bottom wicks. But can you pull up GG? Let's see what GG can possibly set up for before we head off, because I know we're heading off in a couple of minutes before GG 31. Yeah, daily and forward. But yeah, daily looks like crap. I forgot about that.
Daily's still ranging. I think GJ, you gotta let it get up or push through and get to here and see what happens.
Yeah, I forgot it's wedging. Yeah, it's still wedging. Yeah, I forgot we were talking about that.
And yeah, maybe short-term sells from up here, like 139,500 area, right around.
Yeah, right. I think this is where you're pointing.
Around here.
Yeah, that's a good area.
Maybe sells from there back to like this area, 900, or maybe buys from here up to that area. But otherwise, I would say just let it get above or below everything and get out of the wedge.
Just to make it easier, it's like when you just draw the circles.
It looks stronger to the upside, but just not there yet.
It's kind of like you gotta draw the circles though. You see that, chat? So it's like when you draw the circles out, it may be easier for people to visualize for yourself. GG, I agree. I think it's lower time frame. You can scalp, get a quick scalp. I think so, plus somewhere in there, depending on what happens in pre-London on the 30-minute. I can't guess what's gonna happen, but I think on the higher time frame, it has no idea where it wants to go. Even the EMA, like I don't use EMA, but I know you're looking into it. But like even the EMA, let's do this. So like it's kind of like, where does it want to go?
Going sideways.
Yeah, where is it gonna go like this and then like that? Or is it gonna go like this and like that?
It just needs to get back into a healthy trend, and then it'll be like here where we're going up, clear, going up, clear, going sideways on the higher time frame. Smaller time frames are just going to be even worse.
There's gonna be a lot of fake outs. I feel like on the small time frames
Yep.
when it's wedging like that.
Yep, like here.
Because you're gonna think it's gonna exactly. You think it's gonna break up like there, but the fact that it's wedging, might just reverse like how it did and come back down.
It'll be better if the higher time frame is trending, that'll be better for the smaller time frames then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I think GJ wait for higher time frames to break out, and the EJ was possible buy if he taps his support down there. I think so. We said the daily support down there, or is on somewhere on the lower time frames if he can find an entry to continue riding it up. But that would be anticipating good volume to the upside. And is there news for Euro or anything like that could push it? There's low impact monetary policy meeting counts in German PPI. I don't know how much that's gonna affect it. I think maybe give Shama a show and ask her. That plays a big factor on it.
Sometimes I feel a little two-faced knowing I go two ways. I'm just trying to defy all odds like Doug Flutie. Monday through Friday.
I think UJ a little bit of a pullback. Nice buys.
Does UJ move well in London session? No. I have no idea. I haven't watched it at all in London, so I have no
Yeah,
clue.
this was London here.
Oh, okay. Yes, we're moving decently there. See, if this was any other session, this would have worked out 100%. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, look at the highs and lows here. Respected
Yeah.
perfectly.
And that was New York session, right?
Yeah.
This was
Except
New York,
here. But this was midday.
Yeah. No, I think if this was any other session with volume, it would have worked out if Asian had volume.
Yeah, and we're still just ranging here.
Yeah. See, so consistent volume, man. Yesterday got good volume, today nothing. I think it was a good idea not to trade. Take the Asian off and not to trade it, and just see if it moves and continue watching it so we don't forget how he moves.
Yep, I agree.
Because whenever you take your eyes off a session, you kind of like I find myself I tend to forget. And it takes me like a week or 2 weeks to get the rust off my fingers and kind of feel confident in the session again. It's good to always watch it just to see how it's moving, so you can pick up on stuff. Like if you didn't keep watching it, and just I was gonna say took a couple days off or like a week or 2 weeks off, I wouldn't have noticed the fact that okay, like I know Asian is having no volume there, and then when it broke the high, it shouldn't continue, and it didn't continue. Like I would have if I would have taken a trade and I would have kept it and let it hit full stop also. That was the trade.
Yeah, I mean, all last month was a good indication of what Asian is doing right now.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna call it a day. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's just see again tomorrow. If it moves, if it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. Until I agree. Until I literally see a week of good volume every single day, I agree with you. I don't think it's a tradable session.
I'd stream. Be back tomorrow for an hour or so as well. Just kind of chill a little bit and just watch and wait and see when Asian starts moving again.
Yeah, I don't think there's any trade stream. I don't think you should force anything at all on any JPY pairs right now, because I think EJ, GJ, UJ, those three main pairs did nothing.
Yeah, I would just wait till London, see where we set up.
Yeah, and if you can't trade London, there's New York session pre-New York, and if you can't even trade that, there's NYC, and that's like later on today. So you gotta just find an area to trade. Like that's a good chunk of time to trade. like
Yep.
from London all the way to NYSC.
Dedicating this song to the gaming girls, all princess features, the girls with all the features, who's smarter than all the teachers. Give me a fever, she a pro. We can create some gifted creatures. I love all you ladies, and I want my second player. In which planer will I find a girl who kills and sees Slayer? That won't give me snake eyes if I'm home